of pro wrestling, as we talked about exclusively on Evan and Tiki yesterday, we did report through Fightful Select that Cam Skattebo was going to be on Monday Night Raw. And so we did have this discussion before he ever appeared. Just to give you a little reset, here is me asking everybody, do you have an issue with Cam Skattebo being on Monday Night Raw? With the Giants season still going on and Cam now being out for the year with injury, do we have any issue with him appearing at a Monday Night Raw tonight at Madison Square Garden?
Absolutely not. Go have
What if he gets in the ring?
If he gets in the ring, then go have fun.
Here's what I care about. Is he going to rehab the day, like the morning of?
Right.
Is he?
I'd hope so.
Yeah, okay. Then I have no problem with what he does after that.
I would certainly think so. I then pushed it a little bit further because I know wrestling. What if he gets physically involved? And the idea I created for you guys is, what if Cam Skattebo wrestles John Cena in the middle of the ring? Here's your response to that. What if after all of this, despite having a bum ankle, John Cena's final opponent on Raw is Cam Skattebo? Would you have an issue with that?
No, I mean, because I trust the WWE to keep him safe.
So
that's funny.
You had no issue with this. Tommy had no issue with it. Now that it happened, and for those that didn't see it, I'm sure you have. It's old news by now. He was there in the crowd. He wasn't alone. There were a few other Giants there, including Abdul Carter, and ended up getting into a little bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, with J.D. McDonough, member of the Judgment Day. Dom Mysterio talked some trash. Cam Skattebo pushed McDonough, and then I think it was McDonough himself who pushed him back. This just caused an outrage. I just want to make sure, and this is, again, not me saying you guys flip-flopped. You have every right to have watched it and think differently, but do you guys feel the same way that was not a big deal?
Yeah, it was not a big deal. It was an entertainment event, and he was fine. Completely fine. He mean-munged it well.
I loved every second of it. It's why Cam Skattebo is already a legend in this town for stuff like this. He gets it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go as far as to say I don't believe you truly think it's a big deal if you've uttered into a microphone that it's a big deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to surprise you guys. Now, I agree with you, and I said this yesterday. I think it's cool. I think it's fine. I don't think it's a big deal. But I may surprise you by letting you know that some of our fellow coworkers do not agree with you.
Really?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
what happened?
Here is a highlight package.
Nothing happened. He went home and went to sleep afterwards.
He got pushed and did a pushing. I mean, if that's what happened. Here is a little bit of a highlight reel of WFAN reacting to Cam Skattebo on Monday Night Raw.
I guess I would be a little bit concerned. I think if I were Joe Shane, I'd probably go over to Cam and say, hey, Cam, you are a professional football player. We are paying your salary. And there are things that we'd rather have you not do.
Yeah. So, be a part of it. Be a part of the bit. Show up there. I got no problem with that. But just don't be the guy who's actually getting pushed by the wrestlers.
Yeah.
I'm saying is that there's been no energy with this team for the longest time. Then Dart and Skattebo come in here. They're both hurt right now. And the last thing I want to see is this guy hurt himself even more doing some stupid wrestling bit.
And you got a guy on a scooter whose ankle was surgically repaired. It's probably got 9 screws in it, hanging up by a thread, getting pushed by Rey Mysterio. Come on, man.
It's just not optics.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, exactly. Optics do matter in today's world.
Yeah.
It's a bad look. Then on top of that, it's a unnecessary risk that you would take by getting involved in even the smallest of physical storylines.
You've only got one good leg, bro. You just had a devastating injury, and you're on your feet pushing professional wrestlers. Like, that is so jetsy, and that is just so, the optics are so bad.
All right, Sal and BT and Big Mac, it was all about what it looked like? Did it look bad?
No.
At all. He's not playing this season. He is on IR. He's, by the way, not standing. His foot is on a scooter. So he's standing on his good ankle, and his bad ankle is on a scooter. Who cares what the hell he does?
I'll go a step further.
This is fake. It's not even real.
Hey, you can't fake gravity, team.
Optics, if you want to actually talk about optics, you know what optics tell me? We nearly vomited 3 weeks ago when the man's ankle was pointing in the other direction. If any of us, me, McMonagle, Sal, BT, Boomers I'll leave out of it because he's a real athlete. If any of us had our ankles turning that way, I'm not sure we would be back at work at WFAN within 3 weeks. And Cam Skattebo, you know what the optics told me? This is the psychopath we love, that he is not phased, deterred, and he is so ahead in his comeback that he's willing to go out there and do a WWE stunt. I thought optically that looked great for what Cam Skattebo we want to see in 10 months.
I'm just trying to understand why it's a bad look. Why is it a bad look?
No, it's not a bad look.
What was their argument that it was a bad look?
Well, I believe in taking stuff out of context, so I don't really care what the explanation was. No, in all seriousness, the bad look is this. They're 2-9. That's the bad look. That's it. That's literally the bad look. Him being injured is such a nothing thing. Like, he's not risking his freaking ankle.
So because your team isn't good, nobody
Correct.
wants to see you type of thing?
I think that is the bad optics. Not to speak for Big Mac, who I thought won the award of being the most over the top of all the people we played.
Definitely.
Look, if this was 2010, maybe I'd say, sure. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The athlete is different these days. The expectation on a star athlete is different these days. So whether you're winning or not, people want to see you. You want to tell me when Myles Garrett gets 25 sacks this season and is the toast of the NFL because they suck and they're going to win 4 games, that we don't want to see Myles Garrett? Is that what we're saying now? We don't want to see him show up at the playoffs doing some on-set commentary or at some other highfalutin, I don't know, F1 event being Myles Garrett? Of course not. Like that's an antiquated interpretation of what athletes' free time is allowed to be. We don't want to see you because your team sucks.
You just nailed it.
That is not true anymore. That is absolutely
Well, no, I
not
think
true.
that's the opinion of...
I know. I'm just saying that's not true anymore. Not anymore.
So I want to make this clear. You owe me an apology, Tiki,
Why?
first of all, because when I brought this up yesterday,
Yeah.
you said, why are you making a big deal of this?
Yeah. Why are you making a big deal?
Because I knew people would make a big deal of it.
Okay, so yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm not making a big deal of it. And I said this to you yesterday. I'll say it today. I think it was cool.
Exactly.
I really have no issue with it. But when I asked you yesterday and I brought it up, you were very, why are you making a big deal of this? Because I knew guys like Big Mac, sorry, Chris, to pick on you, but you were the most over the top of all that we played. You knew guys like that would make a big deal of it.
Yeah, but when guys, you have free time. You have off days. You're on IR. You could do whatever you want.
By the way, the other reason I bring on Big Mac, and I don't mean this as any knock on Sal, BT, Giannotti, or Boomer, because I'm the same way. I'm not a fan of the New York Giants.
Shrapnel at the Jets.
Well, no. Big Mac's a Giant fan.
Yeah, I know, but he threw shrapnel at the Jets.
I'm going to get to that in a second because I thought that was a very fair point. But my point is, he's a Giant fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all those guys are coming from the IFO perspective, which I try to do too. But Big Mac's like a real breathing Giant fan, and he never screams. Can you play that clip one more time? He's the calmest, most comatose host in the world, and he literally got mad. Like, he got angry over this.
Because he thought he was going to get hurt? Or because they're 2-8.
Let's hear it one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite hosts here at WFAN, Chris Big Mac McMonagle.
You've only got one good leg, bro. You just had a devastating injury, and you're on your feet pushing professional wrestlers. Like, that is so Jetsy, and that is just so... the optics are so bad.
I love his opinion because he never gets mad.
Right.
Like Tiki.
Well, he thinks he's going to get hurt. That's why.
Yeah, he was
He's
afraid.
He's sitting on a trolley. I'm just saying, he can't fall. Have you seen those things? They're just massive. Like those foot trolleys.
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong, he wasn't in one last night.
No,
when
he
stood
was.
When he stood up like that, I didn't see the trolley underneath. I think he stood up with the cast and the brace.
Are you sure?
I'm
Skattebo
pretty
went
sure.
on Twitter and said his foot was up on one of those kind of trolley things.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
he was
I
fine.
couldn't see that.
He said he was. That's the only reason
Yeah.
I said. And then when he got, who was the big dude beside him, the tall guy?
Roy Robertson Harris?
No, the white guy.
Andrew Schultz?
Yeah, Schultz.
Comedian.
Schultz like kind of pushed him out of the way. As I was watching this, it looked like he rolled away. So I was like, oh, so his foot is on the thing. So I don't think he was in danger.
The guy who was in most danger doing this, and I had no problem with it either, was Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
When Brunson went in the ring that July, a year and a half ago, with a cast on his wrist,
Right.
he literally
And then he
started
put his hand down because he forgot. He was caught in the moment.
He started wincing at it. And I remember what I said at the time. My defense of him was, it's July. He'll be fine. No biggie. He's got the entire offseason to recover. I kind of feel the same way about Cam. Like, if, God forbid, the push turned into anything more, obviously it wasn't because it's scripted, or what I mean by more is like he fell.
Yeah.
It was an accident. It wasn't really going to do anything.
Right. He's got a brace on. He's got a cast on.
It's a complete, utter, excuse me, Tommy.
Yeah, no problem.
No biggie spot.
And the other thing with Big Mac, too, first of all, he's acting like he's a pirate with a wood leg. His leg is there. It's fine. It was up on a trolley. C-Mac is a wrestling fan. I promise you, as a wrestling fan, Evan's a wrestling fan, the wrestlers were more in danger last night in that spot, in that angle, than the football players are. The wrestlers are trained professionals. They know how to hit you where it looks like it hurts, but it doesn't hurt. They know how to fall. The football players don't. So they're hitting you with live rounds. They're swinging.
So when 6'5" Roy Robertson Harris
Correct.
just throws a haymaker,
Exactly.
he might actually land and break a jaw.
Bingo. Where the wrestlers are going to take care of Scat, which he put on the internet, basically. Yeah, the guys are taking care of.
Well, speaking of this, so Cam did go on social media to defend himself. I'll read you a few of his responses, one of which was to the WFAN Twitter account on one of the angry videos. I think it was one with BT. And Cam writes, "Foot was off the ground and the boys had my back. Trust me, wouldn't do anything to jeopardize anything, my G." But here's the full response that Cam put out on social media. Hey, honestly, if you don't like that I'm having a good time while dealing with a tough time, then just go ahead and unfollow and casually move on. I'm not able to play football and have the fun I've been having my whole life. So I'm doing things outside the box, trying to find some stuff to keep me happy. Enjoy the rest of y'all's week and just don't talk about me if you ain't got nothing nice to say.
I love this kid.
I do too.
That's an awesome response.
Plus, you can understand why Cam Skattebo was mad. Did you hear what Dominic Mysterio said to him?
Oh, yes, I did.
Are you sure?
Yes, even though he was wrong.
Oh, the defensive part?
Yes.
That wasn't Dom. So, and I don't have a clip of this because it's very tough to hear, but basically during the trash talk,
that was
J.D.
JD.
McDonough said to Cam and his teammates, are you guys actually going to play some defense?
Right.
Which was funny. But no, listen to Dom insulting Cam's intelligence.
The only good thing that's ever come out of New York City is standing right in front of you. The only champion New York has seen in how many years? Can you count, Cam? How many years? He don't know. He can't count.
I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
He don't know.
He don't know. He can't count.
He can't count.
He's a dummy. I love that. The whole thing was so much fun.
Yeah.
And everyone's got to pipe the bleep down.
Yes.
Well, especially because
I love Cam's response, though. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Your words don't mean bleep.
And T, don't you feel like Cam Skattebo is a guy with 9 lives? You can just throw him all against the wall. He'll bounce
100%.
back. I mean, the guy's a maniac.
That's
And this is why we
that's
love
how he
him.
plays.
But where was this outrage for Brunson? Where was the outrage? Who maybe he was selling it in the ring, which means he's not actually hurt. He's just pretending. But Brunson had a surgically repaired hand, and when he did the angle in the ring, by the way, over the summer, he went to his hand like it was hurt, and I didn't hear a peep at anybody.
So I have 2 answers for that. Number one, it happened on July 6th. So I think a lot of the people you just heard in that clip were probably on vacation.
Fair enough.
Myself included.
Absolutely true. That's exactly right.
And number 2, it goes back to what Tiki was asking, saying, what do you mean by optics? Because Sal said that, Brandon said that, and Big Mac said that. And my explanation is they're 2-9. And so the optics are that the Giants are a bad team, and here's Abdul Carter with a belt around his shoulder. It's just a bad look. Now, the only thing I want to ask you about, and Tiki gets mad sometimes when I ask questions, but I want to genuinely ask you the question.
Okay.
I think I've shown you guys, I love this wrestling crap. I'm a wrestling fan. I wasn't offended by it yesterday. I wasn't offended by it today. I thought the Jalen Brunson stuff with Tyrese Halliburton was awesome.
Right.
If this was the New York Jets, would you be making fun of me today, fellas?
Depends what player.
Yeah.
It depends on player. Because Big Mac said it was Jetsian. And it's the only thing said in those clips that did make me think. Like, if this was a Jet thing, and I know they don't have the equivalent of Cam Skattebo.
Who would it be?
I don't know. Garrett Wilson, who's hurt right now.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, look.
You would not make fun of us.
Dude, if last night that was Jalen Hyatt and Deontay Banks, I'm killing them in the Giants today.
Yeah, and by the way, Cam Skattebo is on IR. He's not playing anytime soon. Now, Abdul Carter and Roy Robertson Harris, they are. But you still have free time. You can do whatever you want to go to a Broadway play. Go to a Broadway play.
And by the way, to Boomer's point, because as we played the clip of him, he said, "Did Giant management know about this?"
Who cares?
They don't need permission, is what you're saying?
Why would they need permission?
Because it was a physical activity of getting pushed.
Was it, or was it fake?
They got pushed by a 5'8" jobber.
Exactly.
No offense, JD, but he is. I mean, took the 3 from John Cena a few hours later. Okay, so that's not even. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely not.
Who was your favorite person in that cavalcade of FAN clips? Mine was Big Mac. He was amazing.
Yeah, Big Mac was because he was genuinely upset.
Yeah, I think the rest of them were just giving opinions, going through the motions.
They were faking angst. Ire.
I like BT's because he called Dom Mysterio Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, for the overwhelming part of his career, is wearing a mask. No one was wearing a mask in that angle last night. That's Dom Mysterio, Rey's son.
It's Big Mac, because I've known Big Mac since I walked through these doors in 2010. Good friend. I've never once, in all my years of being friends, been to his wedding, heard him use the word bro before.
He was mad.
That's how you could tell he was really pissed.
No, I think
he dropped the bro.
It's because he thought he was going to get hurt.
Yeah, he was the only person. It's not that those guys didn't care about it. I think they're giving an opinion like we all do. I think Big Mac was the only one who was like genuinely pissed off. Mm-hmm. Like as a Giant fan, he was like, what
if he gets hurt?
Brian Cashman's ass. I love kissing it. Cam's one leg. Boone, the best. Get your bull. That's what I think was going on.
Well, I guess the question you'd ask Big Mac, if that was an injured Aaron Boone or Brian Cashman, would he have that same vitriol towards them if they pushed J.D. McDonough?
I don't know. Even if he had us, even if everything we're saying went wrong, it's 10 months before we see Cam Skattebo again. He probably has time to injure it and heal again.
That's so true. He's got to be fine.
I agree with him.
No matter what would have happened last night, he could have gotten the ring. He'd be fine.
John Cena could have given him the attitude adjustment and pinned him, and it was going to be a no biggie spot. The only thing I don't believe from this discussion is that Shaun wouldn't have made fun of me and Jet fans if a Jet player did it.
I would not have.
It depends on who it was.
Yeah. I'd be the first one to tell you.
If it was like someone who was fake trying to be famous, that'd be different.
We're not even hitting on the main point. I'm giving other Giants grief. I don't think Abdul Carter, after a story comes like that, should be sitting there with a championship belt on. Mm-hmm. By the way, newsflash, still didn't get to the quarterback Mysterio there in that spot. I'd have more anger with that, where it's like, dude, optically that's bad. Not for Cam Skattebo.
So, by the way, that's when you were asking about optics, that's the bad optic to some. That it's not that Abdul Carter did anything, but that it's a bad look that the guy who was accused of falling asleep and missing a meeting was sitting at Raw with a belt around his shoulder.
By the way, not even I don't even have a problem with him sitting there. I think the idea of holding the champ, I think that just looked bad. I don't care if he goes to Raw on his day off. It's just certain guys under certain ire should probably just know how we're looking.
You're also full of baloney right now. Number one, you've made fun of wrestling and the people that watch it for years. It's one of the 7 plays you've run over the last 5 years. That's the first thing. And you sent me a lot of text messages when Jalen Brunson, whether he was selling it or not, got hurt in the ring, allegedly.
Really? What did he say? Because he was off. I went back to look at the audio of what we said when Jalen Brunson got involved, and Tommy loved it. I loved it. Tiki was analyzing the chair shot. Shaun was on vacation, so we don't have the smoking gun on if Shaun's a giant hypocrite.
Because remember, there was a thought that Brunson got hurt in the ring.
Yeah.
Shaun sent about 16 ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha's to me, and then I was upset about it on the air. So you made fun of me and the Knicks fans and the King of New York. You made fun of wrestling. You've made fun of wrestling your entire life, and I love Scat, but the reason that you're doing it here is because you're being a giant shill. If this was any other sports team in this town, including the Yankees, including the Rangers, you'd be crushing them for it.
No, I laughed because I thought it was a funny bit involving Jalen Brunson.
No, because you sent me a Stefan Bondi, showing the video of it saying that Jalen Brunson may have injured his surgically repaired hand. So you're not sending me the WWE post where they're saying, oh my God, can you believe Halliburton and Brunson got into it? No. You sent me a Nick reporter talking about it like it could have been real.
Because that's what I was laughing at.
In all reality, it wasn't, because everything that goes on in the ring 99% of the time is not.
And that's why I'm laughing, because of the ridiculousness of thinking it's real.
Sure. No.
I'm a fan of comedy.
You were laughing at the idea that Jalen Brunson could have been injured and out for the season, and I'll put words in your mouth, in a dopey wrestling bit.
Not me, bro.
Okay.
Well, Cam's already out for the season, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
exactly.
matter. Rip his other leg off. He'll be fine.
By the way, Cam Skattebo has been ruled out this Sunday after that altercation.